Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time since I've recorded an episode and we come back on the 24th of April 2022, the end of the season. 3-1 defeat to Wellingborough, a 2-0 defeat to Bugbrook, end our season. We don't win in the month of April, 1 point from a possible 12, but as confirmed in the last episode, we finished second. 10 points behind Rugby, who won the league with 85 points from 40 games. 4 points clear of Lutterworth Town, who finished third with 71 points. Coventry United, who were on our tails for a lot of the season, they finished down in 5th with 67 points. There is one bit of big transfer news to tell you about, and that is that we have lost Casey Allen, the centre-back. He's gone to Durham. We were fielding offers for him throughout the back end of the season. We managed to keep him at the club, but as of the 12th of April, he decided to leave, went to Durham. They are 10th in the Isthmian League Division 1 North. I think that's in the same tier as what we currently are. So a little bit disappointed there, but there is more wage budget and there's a lot of room to improve this squad. Just to look at how the squad finished up. 33 goals for Lewis Clements from his 40 appearances. 8 goals for Connor Benson, 7 for Neville and Zembla. Assists 12 for Don Brennan, 9 for Danny Geno, 6 for Lewis Clements, 6 for Neville and Zembla, 6 for Jack Lynch. 1 goal scorer, that's all we had all season, and he did the business and he fired us into tier number 8. And here we are for the end of season review for the 2021-2022 season. Let's have a look at the new arrivals. First off, Jack Lynch, 42 appearances, 3 goals, 6 assists, 7.05 rating. Ollie Stanbridge, 41-year-old midfielder, 3 goals, 5 assists, 7.01. James Jepson only played 10 times, 4 starts, 6 appearances. He got 1 assist, 6.95 in those appearances. Neville and Zembla, 6.9. He got 7 goals and 6 assists. Mark Beach came in and did a decent job, 21 appearances. He got 4 goals, playing a 6.86. Morgan Piper, who I thought was standout, 49 appearances. He only played a 6.84. I think that's a little bit unfair. As well as Samuel and Sumbu, who played 47 games in the season, 6.84 average rating. Played centre-back and left-back. Absolute fantastic job he did for us this season. So here we go, looking at the competitions. FA Cup, knocked out in our first match against Tunbridge Wells, 2-1. Late goal that we conceded there. Late free kick, I believe, that we conceded there that knocked us out in front of 133 home fans. Lewis Clements scoring there, that's a shock. FA Vars, we reached the 4th round. We got knocked out by Broadfield United, beat Wick, Burrington Heath, Hoddesdon Town, Woodford Town, Verwood Town, and then knocked out by Broadfield in what was a much changed squad. 1-0 defeat there. Connor Benson was our competition top goal scorer with 3 goals. We got a B- from the board in that. And then the United Counties League Challenge Trophy, knocked out in the second round by Lutterworth Town. 3-0 away win at Lutterworth Athletic. 1-0 home defeat to Lutterworth Town. That put us out of that competition there. We got a C+ because we were only expected to be competitive. Biggest win of the season was a 5-0 win at Peterborough Northern Star. Casey Allen, Lewis Clements with a hat-trick and Matt Langham with the goals there. We then beat Harbour 3-0 in our match to remember. Don Brennan with 1 and Lewis Clements with a brace. And then the goal of the season was scored in the 3-2 victory away at Oadby. And it was Key Douglas with the goal. Let's see if we can get into that goal right now. Campbell pulls it back to Benson. Edwards into Douglas. And it's a brilliant strike in off the underside of the bar. Fantastic strike. Just about crossed the line. Finances. 1.87k in sponsorship, 1.42 in corporate and hospitality, 4.82 in prize money and £24,000 in commercial and retail, with 156 total merchandise sales. The best 11 for the season: Piper, Campbell and Sumbu, Allen, Geno, Lynch in front of them, Edwards and Douglas, Benson on the left, Brennan on the right, Clements up top. Best player was Casey Allen, who we have now lost, 7.45 average rating. Lewis Clements, 33 goals, he got a 7.37, second best player. Thought he'd have a higher rating than that with the 33 goals and 6 assists, but it's not to be. And everyone there really has turned in a good performance. The only one really that didn't have a great rating was Campbell, who came in later on in the season. Now to the accolades: Fans Player of the Season, Lewis Clements; Young Player of the Season, Lewis Clements; Signing of the Season, Morgan Piper; Goal of the Season, as we just saw, Key Douglas; Top goal scorer, Lewis Clements, 33 goals. Most assists, Don Brennan with 12. Most player of the matches, Lewis Clements with 10. Highest average rating was Lewis Clements with a 7.4, and Key Douglas with the most passes completed per 90 minutes. That was at 57. And the record breakers, Don Brennan with 12 assists, Morgan Piper 18 clean sheets, Lewis Clements with 10 player of the matches, Danny Geno with the worst discipline, 10 yellows and 2 red cards, Nick Jackson, youngest player, 16 years and 40 days, Don Brennan with the fastest goal, that was this season with 38 seconds, youngest goal scorer Lewis Clements again last season. And we're here for the club vision and expectation meeting. Regional First Division, fight bravely against relegation. That should be easy enough to do. I'm probably going to kick myself for saying that. But with what we've done this season, and we had to fight bravely this season, I think we can make enough improvements to the squad to be able to do better than just fight bravely against relegation. The board wished to hold a meeting regarding improving our youth level. I think this is something that we need to do. I love the idea, nice one, and that's as simple as it is. And there it is, the planned youth facilities work. The cost of 84,000 will be done by the 9th of October, and that will move us forward as a club. The first lot of business is done. 3 transfers in, 1 transfer out. We've brought in Lewis Tallock, Alex Turner and Taylor Anakin. Lewis Tallock first. He is a centre-back, can also play at right-back. Decent numbers. We needed someone to replace Casey Allen. Feel like he could do the job there. Like I said, both centre-back and right-back. Good bravery, good aggression, jumping reach is good, natural fitness is okay, pace is good, strength is good. It's a 5'11" centre-back, which is the only worry. But hopefully he can do as good of a job as what Casey Allen did at centre-back. Second up is Alex Turner. He can play pretty much anywhere in the midfield. He can play left mid, centre mid, right mid, even though he's just competent there. He can play left winger, right winger, all behind the striker. If we do make that move to playing a more attacking formation and playing a 4-2-3-1 rather than the 4-3-3, that could come in very handy. But the fact that he can play both sides, he's got 11 first touch, his crossing's only a 6, his dribbling's an 8, can't score to save his life. So I think that role there behind the striker is gone. 8 technique, pace 11, natural fitness 11. At this level should be good enough. Acceleration of 13. Hopefully he can use a turn of pace to get away from players. Strength not so great, and at 5'9", 9 stone 12, you can see why his strength is only 3. But he comes in and he effectively will replace Don Brennan, who has gone to Cockfosters on a free. And the last transfer in is Taylor Anakin. Taylor Anakin comes in. He is a right back. He's supposedly the best right back at the club, above Danny Geno and Lewis Tallock, who can also play there. 12 first touch, his acceleration, his agility, his natural fitness, his pace, all very good. Stamina's decent. 5'9", 9 stone 6 right back. Some okay numbers there, a lot of whites, 7, 6s, 7, 7, 6, 7, 6. Tackling a 10, passing a 6, marking a 5, heading of 6. Can't really cross, so the overlap is out of the question with him. He is rated at 4.5 star ability, with potential to get to 5. Again, at this level, the physicals look okay. Jumping reach isn't great, but probably not needed for a right back. But those are the first 3 signings through the door for our attempt at tier number 8. 2 more players into the club on trial. Luke Chambers is a 19-year-old central midfielder, and Brandon Taverner is a 24-year-old striker. We're having a look at both of them, finishing somewhere between 7 and 15, first touch between 11 and 17, heading between 11 and 19. He's a 6-foot striker. We're going to be having a look at him, see if he would be a good signing for us. Scouts are saying that he would be a very good signing, so hopefully that can provide a bit more competition to Lewis Clements this season. Chambers also would be a good signing according to the scouts. We haven't got a lot of information on this guy though. His tackling looks okay, his passing looks like it'll be poor. Vision and work rate looks like it could be impressive though, but we've got them in for 2 weeks and we'll have a look at them over. New signing, Zac Pianim. Physicals are okay, 8s and 9s, 15 natural fitness, 14 decision making, 11 anticipation, 11 aggression, 8 positions, 7 work rate. His tackling and marking at 6 and 7, but those ones here, the dribbling of 2, the first touch of 6, not great, but he probably will play in that defensive midfield role a little bit more than the centre-back role. We're very short in that defensive midfield area. Of course, if we do move to the 4-2-3-1, we will fill in at centre-back. He's a 5'10" centre-back. Again, not a very big centre-back that we've got in at the club, but you do what you've got to do, and I think these players do make us better as a complete squad. So, new signing, Brandon Taverner. He's a striker, 3.5 star current abilities, 24 years of age, 13 finishing, 11 first touch, 13 heading, 9 penalty taking, 6 technique. The rest is pretty poor. His dribbling's 8, by the way, I should just point out. Off the board 11, determination 11. Steady numbers there, not great. A couple of greys. Natural fitness of 13, which should be crucial for this league. Get us through the amount of games that we have to play. The rest of his physicals are not great. 9 pace, 9 stamina. His strength is very poor for a 6-foot striker. 11 stone 11, especially when he's second best at being a target forward. That is very poor strength. But he comes in, he bolsters the squad, and hopefully he provides some competition to Lewis Clements this year, and we can have 2 strikers that are scoring goals rather than just relying on Lewis Clements. So 2 of our stalwarts are retiring. Ollie Stanbridge, 41. I didn't really want to sign him. He was a needs-must signing and a great season by all accounts, especially for a 41-year-old in that central midfield position. He retires on the 8th of June, which is just under a week away. So does James Jepson. He's 39. Again, came in, played a number of games for us in a midfield that was relatively weak for most of the season. That's why we had a couple of the older boys in there. So both of them will be gone. That should free up a little bit of money to be able to replace them with some younger, fresher central midfielders. So this is interesting. We're attracting interest amid takeover rumours. Now, I know when you get takeovers, when they do go through at this level, they're never great. No one ever provides you with a cash injection to do a lot of work with. But here's to hoping that some Saudi businessman finds his way to Hinckley and invests in us. So on the back of that last message, the chairperson at Hinckley LRFC is looking to step aside. So that means a sale could be imminent. Let's hope that we get some kind of funds and someone who's willing to invest in the club. And as we tick over to the next day, the board have enforced a transfer embargo. These will remain in place until the outcome of any takeover has been resolved. It is a local investor called Josh Scully. He wants to part with £2,500 to seize control of the club. So let's see what this does, and let's see if he's going to invest some money into the club so that we can make a good attempt at getting out of tier number 8. So 2 more retirements. Jose Asensio will retire. He's 67 years old. He'll retire in 2 days' time, as will 37-year-old Sean Ralston. He came in, played 11 times for the club, was a backup player. I knew he was a backup player coming in, did his job while he was here, and he is out of the club on the 8th of June with the 3rd player to retire. After a quick week of business, the Hinckley LRFC takeover is completed. Local investor Josh Scully has brought the club. He has decided not to invest any money in the club. Kevin Thompson and Paul Moss, both managing directors, have also left the club. This means that the club vision and expectation meeting is now avoid relegation, so they expect a bit more from us than what they initially did. Play counter-attacking football, make the most of set pieces, and play defensively solid football. We'll play attacking football. I don't know if we'll play counter-attacking football, but we'll accept that, and hopefully we don't run into too much trouble, and the board have lifted the transfer embargo so we can get back to doing some business. So here we are. Asensio retires, Stanbridge retires, Jepson retires, Ralston retires. That's 4 people gone from the club, 3 players, 1 member of staff, and we'll look at replacing them as soon as possible. So we start the season in the Northern Premier League, Division 1 Midlands, and we start with a home game against Soham. We then follow that up 4 days later with an away tie against Rugby. It'll be interesting to see how we both fare after our promotion from Tier 9. We then go back to Leicester Road to play Belper, away at Cambridge City, and away at Carlton. That is our first 5 games of the season. And we've got Quorn on the last day of the season. They were the FA Vars finalists last season. William Putt comes in, 22-year-old fullback, can play at left back, 2-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He comes in on a part-time deal. Physicals are pretty good for this level. Technicals, not so much. Mentals, bit hit and miss. But we needed a backup left back in the squad, and that will be William Putt for this season. Maybe if he can fill out some of his potential, he could make a dent into the first team, but as it stands, he's a backup left back and he should do a good job for us. Emmanuel Obama-Kimwa comes in, 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. He is a centre back who comes in from Reading on a free. Physicals are okay, jumping reach and heading are poor. Again, another 5'10" centre back. We can't seem to find a big centre back for love nor money. Decent mentals, his marking's good, his tackling's good. I think he will be a good addition to that central defensive area. We were very light when injuries occurred last season to both Casey Allen and Samuel Nsumbu. So just getting a little bit of strength and depth in that central defence area, will be crucial with us going forward and hopefully having a good crack at Tier 8. As we see here on the 5th of July, number of signings made. Rugby, who have been promoted, along with Corn, both sit at the top of the favourites list for promotion this season. Corn are 91-1 on to get promoted. Rugby 13-5. Relegated team Grantham are at 15-1. We're down there in 15th, 50-1 to get promoted. It's not great. I mean, there's Parker up there as one of the best strikers in the league in the media Dream 11. It's not great, but we're not one of the favourites to go down. That's FC Romania, Wisbech and Newark, who are all 100-1 plus. So we're doing a good job at getting in the right sort of players here. We just need a few more to get us up into that 33, 25-1 category where a shot at promotion is a definite chance. And quickly on the rules for Tier 8. Top place gets promoted automatically to the regional Premier Divisions. Then 2nd to 5th are in promotion playoffs. I'm not entirely sure how the promotion playoffs work in this, semi-final and the final. I think it's just a straight 14 playoff to get promotion to the Premier Division. But it gives us more of a chance. There's no need to finish in the top 2. Obviously, finishing first will be ideal, but with teams that are predicted to clearly finish top, I think that might be a tough ask. But if we can get ourselves into the playoff mix, anything is possible then. Great bit of news that new centre-back Emmanuel Abamakimwa is upset that I haven't failed to strengthen the first team squad. We're in the 12th of July, mate. We don't kick off the season for another 4 weeks. Still plenty of time to get this first 11 strengthened. Such a weird thing to come up this early into pre-season. We've only been back from pre-season for a week. I don't know what he expects. Another new player through the door, Matthew Fenton, 18-year-old central midfielder, 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, 13 balance, 11 acceleration, 13 natural fitness. Some decent numbers there in his mentals. His long shots is 12. His passing is 14. Hopefully he can dictate the play from that central midfield position. He's 18. Looks like he's got a lot of room to grow. Finishing's a little bit poor. Dribbling at 6. First touch at 9. Hopefully, like I say, he can dictate the midfield. And he only comes in on £25 a week on a full-time, part-time deal for us. And that is another signing through the door. And our central midfield is now starting to look a lot stronger than it did last season. A few more signings in. Bobby Flitcroft and Scott Rees come into the club. Bobby Flitcroft, central midfielder, ball-winning midfielder. Decent physicals, mentals, okay for the most part. Again, technically not great. Good passing, good technique for this level. I think anything around the double figure mark is going to be good at this sort of level. So he comes in and he's into the under 23. So let's move him up to the senior squad. And he's followed in by Scott Rees. Scott Rees is a centre back. Good mentals. Physicals are okay. Another 5'9" sort of defender. Defensive midfielder. Heading of 10, marking of 10, tackling of 8. I think he should be able to do a good job for us there in this defensive midfield role. If you look at what he needs, pace is a bit low and his agility is a bit low. Strength and stamina are good. His natural fitness is good as well. Work rate, positioning, his aggression is good there. His anticipation is okay. Tackling is okay. Marking is pretty good. He should do a decent job for us there, sat in front of the back four. And with that, we're up to 9th in the prediction table. 25-1 now we are to win the league. So we're in with a shout of making those playoffs. Rugby have dropped down to third favourites at 3-1. Corn still massive favourites there. But I think in terms of business we are done. The squad looks like this at the moment. I think this is the way it will line up for the first game of the season, with Piper, Campbell and Sumbu, Abamakimwa, Anakin, Rees in front of them, Fenton and Douglas in the midfield, with Benson on the left, Turner on the right and Clements up front. That may change slightly before our first game, which is on the 6th of August in the FA Cup extra preliminary round. But as it stands, I'm quite happy with how this team is starting to look. Unless anything spectacular comes through on my desk in terms of scouting reports or offered to me, I think that will be business done. Finances look like this. We back in positive, 1,200 quid in the club. We're currently spending over the wage budget, which is Obviously, a little bit of a disappointment. We've moved the scouting budget into the wage budget as well to free up a little bit more room. So I think in terms of that, unless players do go out, I think the wage budget nixes any more transfers that we want to do. But we're going to end today's episode there as we prepare for the new season, which starts on the 6th of August. If you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you for the start of the season in the next episode.